Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to class. I know that I didn't set any hard deadlines for your Photoshop collages, but hopefully you are well on your way to finalizing those Photoshop collages because now we are going to begin looking at Adobe Illustrator. So this is our second program that we are dealing with in this class. You're going to notice that Illustrator looks a lot like Photoshop, but there are some big differences once you start working with Illustrator. But just so that we understand the way that those two programs are distinct and different. Photoshop is a pixel based program. That means that Photoshop remembers each individual pixel that makes up an image. It remembers the color of that pixel and its location, and then it formulates an image out of those pixels, right? Sometimes that is referred to as a bitmap image. As well as a pixel based image. So, and we know that if we zoom in too far to an image and it starts to sort of deconstruct, and we begin to be able to see those like square pixels, that is called pixelation, right? Um, Illustrator is different. Illustrator uses vectors. It's a vector based program, which means that it creates images using formulas that remember something like, there's a circle, it's here in this location, and everything inside of that circle is blue, and the outline of that circle, also called the stroke of that circle, is red. Um, so, as you can imagine, there's a ton of benefits to that. One of the benefits is that the Illustrator is normally a smaller file size, but the biggest benefit is that you can resize an image in Illustrator if you have made it as a vector image. You can resize it infinitely without losing any quality, so you'll never have pixelation. Um, So, if you are going to, for example, design a logo that is going to go on a business card, um, and it's also going to go on a letterhead, and it is also going to go on a flyer, and it is also going to go on a billboard, then you will want to make that logo in Illustrator so that you can make it small enough for a business card, but big enough for a billboard without losing any quality. All right. So let's go ahead and open up Illustrator and take a quick look around, and I think it'll look very comfortable. So I'm just going to press New File. We can always resize this, the artboard that we're working with, no matter what. So it doesn't matter what size we make it. This is just a normal letter size. This is the artboard. We can work on the artboard, or we can work in this little gray area over here, this workspace. You can see that we have all of these menus up here at the top, and you can see that we have our tool showcase right here on the left-hand side, and then we have these different panels that we can open and close depending on what we need, open and closed. And of course, we have more panels that we can open and close if we look through our window section over here. So it looks just like Photoshop, right? With the exception that layers is slightly less important here in Illustrator. Okay, the only thing that I want to change before we get started working in Illustrator is I'm going to go to Window, Workspace, and I'm going to work with Essentials Classic, which is actually just going to open up more tools for us here. So it's going to give us a little bit more precise of a grouping right here. All right. Okay, so I'm going to stop this intro video here, and then on our next video, we will actually start working in Illustrator.